Surprise! Hello, everyone. This is Chanel here, back at Chachi's Book Corner. Now you're curious on why we're doing this video right now instead of our usual Sunday book reviews. Well, I'm taking things a different turn, if you know what I mean. I thought it would be intriguing to share the ending of this book with all of you guys right now, and then I'll provide my comprehensive review on the Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy this upcoming Sunday. If this is your first time on the channel, I highly recommend checking out my previous episodes. In this video, we'll be discussing the chapters on 46 to 55, which is the conclusion of the Charlie Method. Let's get started. The rest of the book was truly captivating. We witnessed the aftermath of Will's revelation about a job opportunity that conflicts with his father's wishes. So he contacted his father in regards to the job. His dad, of course, expresses his disapproval, emphasizes the potential it will cause to Will and his entire family. However, Will firm asserts his autonomy, stating that it's his life and his choices, and urge himself and not be burdened by his father's legacy in politics, which made me feel super proud of him because he's able to stand up what he really believes in and by showing in his actions. Next, we diverge into Charlotte's situation with her biological older brother. Their relationship was fraught with so much tension in this section alone. Harrison decided to fly and spend time with Charlotte on his birthday. On his birthday, he was in such a bad mood, expressing his frustrations towards his adopted family. Charlotte, in an attempt to comfort him, gifted him with a sentimental stuffed animal that she had cherished as a. However, his frustrations escalated, leading him to throw the stuffed animal in the river and it just disappeared. Then he confronted her, accusing her family of knowing that she had a sibling, empathizes that she had a better life than he did. Charlotte was deeply affected by the situation and decided to confide in her family about her feelings. She expresses her sense of belonging and uncertainty and feeling like she didn't fit in by her family due to her appearance and her DNA. Her family responded with love and acceptance, emphasizes her importance and uniqueness. They reminded her that she was their daughter regardless of her biological roots. And Charlotte also learned that she didn't have to confront on the expectations or put on a facade just to be around them. But it was very heartwarming to witness Charlotte finally gaining the closure and feeling accepted by her family because she didn't feel disappointed that she discovered her biological roots. Also sheds a light on Beckett's dishonesty towards Charlotte and Will from the very beginning. It turns out Beckett's ex-girlfriend Shannon wasn't actually a cheater. Instead, she had cancer, but found out too late and passed away from it. Beckett lied about this because he didn't want people to feel sad around him. He felt like he was the poster boy of losing the love of his life to cancer and didn't want people to treat him a certain type of. However, I can understand his perspective. He just wants to be treated normally and not feel special because of a significant loss. He adores Shannon and didn't want the pain every day of his entire life. I'm glad that Beckett was honest with both of them about the entire situation. Charlotte tells both men that she loves them so dearly that she really cannot imagine her life without them. Later on, the trio went to a party, and the whole party notices that the trio are holding hands. And the crowd of people notice that Will and Beckett kissing Charlotte and announcing to the world that they are dating each other, mostly that the men are dating Charlotte. Surprisingly, most of their friends took it pretty well, except for a few strangers who were questioning how she got both of them. Luckily, their friends were backing up Charlotte, defending her honor against all the naysayers. And I'm glad that the most people in their lives are accepting and love that they are all together. But it turns out that Charlotte's family is far from perfect, but there were some secrets that needed to come out. Charlotte's older brother Oliver told the family that him and his wife are getting a divorce. Ava, Charlotte's older sister, also came out as a lesbian. In addition, Ava also told the family that she has a girlfriend for a couple months now. Despite of these revelations, the family is super happy for Charlotte, announcing that she has two boyfriends. And all the parents want is to have their kids be happy, healthy, and following their heart's true desires at the end of the day. Then Charlotte received a text message from Harrison. It's just him apologizing for his behavior and expresses his desire to continue on their relationship, but at her own terms. Harrison visits Charlotte's home and she introduced him to the entire family. Everything was great because the family had no idea that Charlotte had a sibling. If they would have known, they would have welcomed him with open arms. However, due to the agency's involvement, the two lives became distinguishable, which actually really saddens me. But hey, that is not all. Beckett had a calling to go back to Australia, and Charlotte received an acceptance letter to the University of Sydney for her graduate degree. Everything seemed to be set for them to be together after graduation. However, Will, who accepted the job, decided to stay behind. Beckett and Charlotte were devastated and disappointed that he made the decision so late, especially on the night to go to Australia. But 6 months later, Will's opportunity arose, and the political campaign that he supported won against his own father. His father was furious with him for going against him, and Will finally told him that he had enough with him and he was done with him. Will went to Australia and he is able to be with the love of his life, Charlotte, and his best friend Beckett, and they lived happily ever after in Australia, all together once again. Overall, this book was incredible. I love the numerous twists and turns, the slow burn romance between the three characters, and their overall perfection of the story. I really can't wait to see more of their story unfold in future books, hopefully. But I'm glad that everything worked out at the end. Overall, this was a really good conclusion. There was some small plot points, especially some smaller ones that I wish they had explored in the book. However, considering the vast amount of plot, I could imagine they managed to cover every other aspect. Overall, this was a great book. But that is all for today. If you really enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like it and leave a comment down below. If you appreciate my content, I kindly request you follow me and enable all notifications for my upcoming videos and photos. I eagerly participate to see all of you this upcoming Sunday. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you guys this Sunday. Bye!